Welcome back, North American College Championship round number 20, live from Seattle, Washington. We are getting late in this tournament, and these are getting to be more and more and more important matchups each time as we are getting closer and closer to the playoffs. Evans Clinchy joined by Matt Canick and Jesse Matthews. Good to have both of you by my side here as we look forward to a really interesting game here between Kolton Koehler and Alec Sjöholm. Matt, what do you think about this matchup? These are two pretty good players, huh?
We got Team Swag versus Team Bag. Kolton Koehler got a lot of swag in his play, got some really cool word knowledge, and a really novel approach to the game. He's fun to watch. And Team Bag over on the other side, Alec Sjöholm, has won a lot of money playing Scrabble. He won the last North American Championship before the COVID pandemic happened, so just sat on that title for a long time and won, I think, 10 grand on that. So Team Swag, Team Bag, going to be some fireworks here.
You just come up with that on the spot. I'm super impressed.
This is why you pay me the big bucks.
That's right. All right, Remax from Kolton, 44-0. Good start for him. And Alec has drawn kind of a funky rack. 2 I's, 2 U's, and a Z. Not sure what he can do with it. Too bad you can't play car brands because Isuzu would be a really nice play here. Instead, he's got just keeping all of the I's and U's. That is some junk.
What about LLL? How about IIUU?
Yeah, that's worse than 3 L's. Yikes.
And somebody could check the leave evaluation on that, please. I'm guessing minus 22.
Yeah, the bot can do that now. We can check for leave values.
Ooh, somebody showed me how to do that.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what do you want to go with IIUU? Well, how about another I and a V? The ultimate exchange rack for Alec. 1 second and then drop 6 is going to be his next turn, I bet.
Sounds good to me.
And Team Bag is showing us how not to win a bag. Draw like this.
Good score, though, for Zaw. He does lead 46-44 early in this one. And a far more balanced rack for Kolton here.
This is Yang, right? You play Yang on top, making Yam.
Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. You can play Yen if you think AGNR is a better leave, but it's probably not quite worth doing.
Yeah. Also some options making Zag through that E, GENNY, GEYAN both play. GEYAN gives up a lot of points for counter plays, but I think there's a pretty good chance that Alec did not leave any high-scoring consonants on his rack because he probably would have put another one down with some kind of stacky play on his last turn. So maybe I do like playing GEYAN, set up a scoring spot my opponent probably can't hit. I think I just play Yang, though. I think everything else is too cute.
Yeah, sometimes just a straight-up best points, best leave strategy works pretty well.
Kolton's going to go with Jenny.
It is 31. Pretty comparable in terms of points and leave that play as well. Can't really fault it too much.
All right, Alec, exchange. Come on. Don't make me sit here and look at this any longer.
Yeah, I think trade 6, keeping the S looks pretty strong, and that is exactly what Alec is going to do. So Kolton up by 29 on turn, keeping 3 pretty good letters and drawing something.
Yeah, V's going to help. C's going to help. The blank's going to help.
Blank's going to help.
So Kolton
variance
turn as Alec
variance.
Does Cadaver take a Y? Cadavery? Oh. Scott points out in chat that was a high variance play.
That's what I said.
Oh, Jesse said it too.
But
Jesse is
not the highest scoring option.
I gave you non-credit.
81 points are available for the highest scoring bingo. Variance rings in second at 72. I won't say it yet.
So Conrad pointing out in chat that we went out last night and played anagrams, and Kolton was at the table when Cadaverine was taken by Pete Armstrong. So I'm sure that Kolton is going to be thinking of the word cadaver.
but Caravel and ZEL, the highest scoring option for him.
Ooh,
It's
that's
tough
a
to
tricky
make
one.
that blank and L, but he spotted it. Kolton's a machine. He's not going to miss this.
Yep, he's got Caravel lined up, ready to go.
And Alec has found much better stuff. It's hard to get worse than what he just threw back. Kolton, I think importantly, is going to need to shake the tile bag a lot before he draws next turn.
That's how Scrabble works. The harder you shake the tile bag, the better you draw. It is a well-known fact.
How long are you allowed to shake the tile bag? Can you use all 25 minutes to just like jingle the tiles around and ensure that you're going to draw the blanks?
I mean, if you're Jan, then you'll do that.
Wow.
All out, man.
That's brutal.
It's true, though. Have you not seen like the 30 seconds, then draw one tile, repeat the process until all tiles are drawn? Like, that's the worst offender when I think about it. I mean, it works for her, clearly.
There's a player in this field who I love and is one of my dear friends, but I could also call out for this offense. His name rhymes with Schmabinski.
I do think there's something therapeutic, though, about just the noise of tile bags shaking, like all around the playing room, bouncing off the walls. Like, I'm in my happy place when I hear that, you know, that one sound of the metal or the plastic tiles clanking together and all that.
It's the polar opposite of shushing, which is the most obnoxious sound in the universe.
Shh. I'm trying to watch.
Don't shush me. I will fire you and you will not be paid the big bucks anymore.
That's like anti-ASMR. Like, there's ASMR sounds, and the shush is like anti-ASMR. It's literally the opposite.
Schnorrer is good? No. What?
Yes, it is. Schnorrer is a thing. And
That's a
Kolton is on it. Wow.
double. Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
But most of Alec's plays are going to knock that off. HAAFS plays through that A. Alec is down quite a bit, though. Maybe he tries to keep this board open.
Well, Schnorrer is still available after halves. It's just not a double-double anymore.
You're right. You're right. Man, huge turn. FAH looks kind of solid on top, but you're holding two S's on a board with no S hooks at all. And you know Kolton's not going to give you one with a 100-point lead. I think Alec needs to take this turn to try to shape the board as he wants to. And yet doing that is what's going to allow Kolton to double-double on him, probably. This is a really tricky turn for Alec.
Yeah. Little does he know how tricky it is, given Kolton's rack.
Yeah, right, man. Landmines on the other end. I don't know what to do here. This is hard.
Evan's shush.
No.
CBP.
There will be no shushing.
NASPA rules 10 seconds for shaking. Total mixing time for the entire draw must not exceed 10 seconds. All right, well, we can call people out on that rule. And
I feel like that rule's been violated billions of times.
That must have been added after I learned the rule book from them way back in the day. That was not a rule before.
I actually think they banned shaking the tile bag because of COVID precautions. You know, we didn't want players touching the plastic over and over and over. So they added an extension to tile bags where letters would just drop out one at a time into your hand. None of that's real either. Okay.
Oh, that's
Bashed is a nice option for Alex. Schnorrer still available, but not for a double-double anymore, and that'll soften the blow. But this looks like one that's going to get out of hand for Alec, assuming Kolton finds and plays Schnorrer.
Just by no means easy. It's a tough word.
That's nuts. Only playable bingo as well for Kolton here.
Yeah.
Conrad asked what the rule should be named in the chat. I mean, based on what I said earlier alone, it's got to be the Jan Dixon rule. Like, that's like the most obvious of the people that I can think of that shake for a long time.
So a pivotal spot for Kolton here. Finding this bingo would really put him in the driver's seat, but it is not easy. You know, as Will was saying on day one, that it's a general rule that when there's a clear best play like a bingo, the more and more time the person takes, the less likely it is that they're seeing the bingo, because otherwise they would have played it already.
Yep. Especially one like Schnorrer, man. That's so freaking awesome. You play that if you see it.
Yeah.
He's looking at option 2, and there's a really nice option 2 for him. Cosher plays from the sea in Caravel with a bunch of overlaps. Just crushes that spot, scores 40. But it is a verb. It takes a back S and opens up a board in a game where he's ahead. If you don't want to do that. R8.
I see
There
Schnorrer.
he is. There he is, Kolton. Oh, and the mic.
Oh, he's thinking. Uh-oh.
Yep, we have all been in exactly this moment before. Oh, God. Everybody at home knows if this is a word or not because they have computers, and I've got to decide. Oh, God. Big moment.
Wow, yeah, Kolton is clearly wondering whether this is good or not.
And
he's thinking very hard.
And Alec definitely going to challenge this, I think, or definitely knows the answer if he doesn't. So you have to be, this is coming off if it's no good in 5-point challenge.
I think Alec has pretty commanding knowledge of the words that are good in the American dictionary, which I believe Schnorrer is. Wouldn't be surprised at all if Alec knew this word just fine.
We might not challenge, but if it's no good and you're Kolton, it's absolutely coming off. But you've got
He's going for it. Oh, you love to see it. Look at that.
Team swag.
Wow.
Flashy plays. Yes, we do.
Love to see it.
Pulls the trigger, and you're just holding your breath now. Has he said hold? Has he said hold? Can I reach in the tile bag? Everything's good, right? Everything's good, right?
Yeah.
Yep, I got it. All right. Big swing for Kolton. Big baller move for Team Swag. And Kolton now up 233-80 over Team Bag, Alec Sjöholm. This is going to be tough for him to overcome, and we might have a Schnorrer of a game on our hands.
Well played, sir.
Oh, shoot. So when I was teaching high school, I always aimed to get exactly one student to laugh at my jokes. If I got more, then I was being too funny and not doing my job. And if I got none, nobody was listening to me. But both of y'all laughed at that one, so I got to be less funny now, I guess.
Well, we're both like, we'd be the one nerd in the classroom if we had a classroom of regular people. So you got to take in, this is a stratified random sample if we're going to go with stats methods here.
Right. You're right. And that's why I love Scrabble, because we're all the unabashed nerds and we all come hang out together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Schnorrer, man. Learn something new every day. But not Kolton.
Yiddish word, right? It's a Yiddish word for a beggar. Okay. So, yeah, nothing really good here for Alec with his Sandov's rack.
Sandovs.
Yeah, I mean, the baseball player Pablo Sandoval, he's pertaining to a Sandov.
They're very good. I always thought it was an oval in the sand oval, but I think you're probably actually pertaining to Sandov.
I love his name because it anagrams to van loads. How many rounds, asks the sauce in the chat. Good question. Let's talk about the format of this tournament. So we're currently in round 20, and what we're doing here this weekend is a 24-game preliminary tournament followed by a 4-player playoff. So the goal is to be one of the top 4 players after 24 rounds, and we're currently 20 rounds in, so we're getting pretty close to the conclusion of these first 24. And as for finishing the top 4, both Kolton and Alec, the two guys you see on your screen, are very close to that bubble for making it. Currently, Kolton is 11-8, and he's in 4th place. Alec is also 11-8 with a smaller spread. He's in 6th place. So both these guys are really trying to get every win and every spread point as well that they can, because it's going to be a tight race for these playoff spots. Quick recap of the standings. Dave Wiegand is absolutely crushing it. He is almost guaranteed a spot in the playoffs at 15-4, all alone in 1st place. 3 games back from Dave at 12-7 are 2 people, Kevin Fraley and Peter Armstrong. And then there's a whole bunch of 11s. It's Kolton, Rob Rubinski, Alec, John O'Loughlin, and Austin Shin. So most likely right now is that the final 4 is going to be Dave, and then 3 out of those 7 of Kevin, Pete, Kolton, Rob, Alec, and John, and Austin. But things can change. We still got 5 rounds to go. A lot of other contenders that can sneak in there. We'll see what happens.
It's going to be so crazy watching such talented players slowly eliminate one another in the next 4 rounds. Oh, man.
It's tough because you got so many great players here, and only 4 of them can walk away happy after today's games. Going to be some sad individuals.
Scrabble tournaments are only fun if you finish in the top 4. You are not actually allowed by rule to have fun in Scrabble tournaments if you don't win money.
And that's why Matt Canic's life is so miserable.
Oof.
Oof. Hey, I drew 13 out of 14 blanks on a 1 day yesterday, and I did, in fact, win some money.
Very good.
Good job by you.
Barely won the tournament despite drawing literally everything I could have. So props to me. Every dog has a day. The blind squirrel gets the nut, something like that.
Something like that. So Kolton is looking at an interesting rack here. Jilt Mo.
Jilt Mo. Yeah, I don't know. Jowls to the S and Schnorr looks like a really nice equity play, but if your opponent does hit that weird 110-point bingo from the J, you're going to feel like a complete moron for making it. But I think you just play Jowls anyway, and if it happens, it happens. Whatever.
Yeah, that seems fine to me. I wouldn't play too scared here. I see CBB with an update in the chat saying Pete is crushing Wiggy. That means that Peter Armstrong is beating Dave Wiegand. An important game for Pete, who is currently in 3rd place, fighting to stay in the top 4. A win would give him a good chance at being in 2nd after round 20.
So does Dave get to pick his opponent, or is he auto-paired with number 4 in the standings?
Auto-paired with 4, yeah.
Okay. That'd be really fun, cause some personal bad blood if you let him call out his opponent.
Yeah. Are there any sports that do that? I think hockey was talking about doing it at one point. I don't think any of them actually do, though.
I know baseball was kind of flirting with the idea. Like, you decide
Okay.
who you want in that wild card game, but alas, not there.
Yeah, it would really heighten some rivalries if that were how things were done.
Oh, Ben says Smash Bros does it, but that's a lot more like pick, counter pick based on your character and your main. It's a little bit less of that in Scrabble.
All right, I'm going to stop being lazy and update the scoreboard. It should say Kolton 255, Alec 100. So not a great game for Mr. Sjöholm at this point in time, but maybe things can change. We'll see.
Ooh, Benji. Nice. Benji, fun little thing for you. When I go to kickboxing classes, I always use the pink gloves when I am kickboxing, and it's earned me a nickname that is based on a Smash Bros. Character. Guess the nickname.
Oh, it's Little Mac.
I'm going to let him give
answer?
a guess or two in the chat. Actually, everyone can get on this one, because I haven't even told Conrad. He doesn't even know this. Yeah. Pink gloves. I wear them every time I kickbox, and I was immediately assigned this Smash Bros. Character nickname upon my first time wearing these gloves.
I don't think Princess Peach is a Smash Brothers character, but it'd be a great nickname for you.
But she doesn't wear gloves. She just
is that right? Okay.
At the end, yeah.
Let's see. Little Mac is a gimme there. It's a good guess, but that's not correct.
Oh.
I'll wait for a few more here and then reveal. Oh, very good. Yep, Jigglypuff. It's true. My nickname at kickboxing is in fact Jigglypuff because I wear the pink gloves.
That is something.
And it's actually quite suitable. So
Alec has one way to make this game interesting. Sorry to talk about Scrabble on the Scrabble stream.
Yeah, how dare you? What?
Scrabble, who does that?
DODHIS plays through the H in fast and creates a little bit of annoying stuff for Kolton to deal with. So if he wants to try to spice things up, that would be a thing he could do.
Yeah, that's not bad. You definitely want to open things up at this score. You're down by 155. Got to make something happen. And certainly having more triples available is to your advantage. I shouldn't say certainly. I mean, like, obviously it can backfire. But lucky for Alec, his opponent has drawn a really weird rack. Kolton has the J and 3 eyes.
Yeah, AJIS would be just the perfect counter to BODHIS, but he's the ace short of it.
Kolton probably thinking he's going to play some sort of jilt or jib or jibe type word next turn.
Yeah, Alex just gets smashed no matter what he does, which I think is exactly how Kolton has tried to design this board to be. You can open it, but I'm going to get 40 and destroy your life.
Yep, pretty much. So Alec is just kind of shuffling around, looking for options here. I'm sure he knows that there's no bingo there. What is he picking up there? He's got the B, an O.
ABOS. So
Don't play that.
I mean, yeah, he won't. Oh, ab ohms. He's going to play ab ohms.
Ah, okay.
Nice play.
Interesting way to open things up a little bit. Yeah, you got some more bingo real estate to work with.
Yeah, forks the board too. Opens up that left side. It's not going to be a high scoring play to get there, but hey, it's alive.
Little something, something. Now Kolton with his 3 eyes. Might want to play something like, I don't know. A lot of the J plays give something back to your opponent. Like, you don't want to play jibe in the bottom left and give like an easy 33 plus. You don't want to play JAI or JAIL on the top left. That gives back obvious huge hotspots. It's not easy to use the J and any of your eyes in a way that is safe.
Yeah. What do you think about BIDI? BIDI, just through the D and fast?
Yeah, just hold on to that J and deal with it later.
I mean, you've always got the jam bailout, 28 points, just plunk it.
Mm-hmm. BD's kind of interesting for controlling the board reasons. I mean, like, it's still possible that Alec gets a bingo there, but it's going to be pretty low scoring. Like, if Alec gets a bingo in row 14, you give him 60 points, and you get the triple in row 15, and you're pretty happy there.
Yeah, you're holding the J. You're going to hit him back with 57 so often. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Unmuck the rack, and then if he does bingo, kill him. And if he doesn't, cool. You hold the J. You're probably going to play on top of Abohms next turn for 50. Seems like a really nice play, actually.
Not bad at all.
Or you can just play the J now, but all of those J plays seem to suck for different reasons. Jib through the B and Abohms, maybe. Is that unseen pool right? There's not a single I played this game. Kolton has 3, and there's still 6 more unseen to him. That's terrifying.
That's correct. There's no eyes on the board. Wow.
BD looks even better now that I see that. Gotta play through these eyes.
So Quackle points out an interesting idea, which is to play it vertically next to the H in fast, because it sets up a high-scoring jib for next turn. But BD is a very nice play, and Kolton makes it. Nice job.
Good job,
Even
Kolton.
when you're up by a gazillion, it still helps to play well, you know?
It does. Playing better does tend to help you win games of Scrabble.
Excellent strategy. I would have to agree.
Maybe
Scoring
you can try
points.
sometime, Matt.
Ideally, more points than your opponent. It's a good idea.
And Alex got a really good play to open this board up. He needs to find it, I think. It's Urali through the R in Schnorr, Urali. Scores really well out of a terrible rack. Opens up just a whole bunch of real estate on this board. It's got one other awesome play of residual down from the RE. But I think at this point in the game, you need as many bingo lines as possible and just hope you draw all the stuff. This is fine,
Yeah,
too.
your Raleigh's really interesting because you're going to have several pretty good bingo lines after that, including the one you just opened up above the eye in your Raleigh. That's pretty.
This is a similar version, but I just think a not as good. You're going to get hit so hard in one of these two spots. Like Gillet's going to come down for 49 right now. or maybe fillet, actually, if you want to hold on to that J and crush abomes. That A has to stay exposed. Alec can't play there. He needs to keep the bingo line open. So if you play fillet instead and then just draw jabs or anything that plays up there.
Anything, yeah.
Jots is super possible. Even just JO, man, like that's going to be another 40. But I think Gillet's probably the right option here. Maybe fillet's a little too cute.
Yeah, sometimes Scrabble is a game of just don't overthink it, score a lot of points.
Yeah, and Gillette is, in fact, a lot of points. 49 more for Kolton, just really running away with this one.
More than doubling up on Alec now as he goes up to a lead of 318 to 146. And Alec still does not have a bingo.
He's going to challenge Gillette. 5 more points. That's actually 54 now. That's very surprising to me. Alec's so good on his words, and this one seems like it would come up enough. But, the game's over anyway. It's 5 points. Give it a go.
Sure.
I mean, it's a call-in, to be fair. So, I mean, if he's going to miss and challenge on something, it would be a word like Gillette.
Yep.
This is going to be our last game before lunch, but we will be back with 4 more this afternoon. Evans, can you enlighten the crowd on what time they need to be back here to catch those 4 afternoon games?
Yes, I can. So we're going to have a 4-game session in the afternoon after our lunch break here in Seattle. So local Pacific time, it'll be from 2:30 to 6:30, the final 4 games.
So that's 5:50 or 5:30 for those of you on the East Coast, and otherwise you can figure it out on your own, I'm sure. And if you can't, well, sorry. No Scrabble for you.
Anyone watching from Newfoundland? Ooh, that's a good trivia point for people who aren't from Canada. Guess the time difference between East Coast time and Newfoundland.
Is it like 3.5 or 4.5 or something?
We will wait to see what everyone in the chat says. I'll reveal the answer.
I think it's 7. That's my guess.
Oh.
We'll define it as we are currently in Pacific time. So let's just say the difference between Pacific time and the time in Newfoundland to make it nice and clear. Eastern time, as we know, is the 3 hours that was mentioned.
Maybe it's 6.
Benji Scrabble has guessed 4:20.
Very good.
Let us look here.
That geography geek is at a little bit of an advantage with this trivia question. Man, Bark right at What a username to have today. Dang. All right. Well, I'm going with that guess.
Oh, well, you know what? It's actually kind of funny. Benji has correctly deduced the reason why I was thinking about Newfoundland time, because Atlantic time is 1 hour ahead of Eastern time, and then you add another half hour on top of that to get Newfoundland time. So if you look at the current time right now,
Nice.
nice and ahead.
All right. Alec makes a word that scores some points.
Hey, good job by him.
It is 4.5 ahead in B. So 420 was missed by, well, it's an hour ahead of that now in Newfoundland. It is 5:20 there. Yeah, Newfoundland's one of those weird places that has the half-hour time zone change. Screws you up for sure as a flight attendant when you're setting your alarm to make sure you wake up in time for the next morning. So those of you who don't know, my full-time job is a flight attendant for a major Canadian airline. So I am frequently in different time zones and have to set my alarm properly. Makes for really interesting times waking up when it's stupid o'clock.
Yes. So Colton's got some nice plays through that A in abomes. WAKF is just so awesome.
Yeah.
It synergizes pretty well with the unseen pool, which is not quite updated, but will be soon. Lots of T's to pull into that EINP. 1S would be nice to synergize with those letters as well. But yeah, I think that's a great play for Kolton. But at this point with this lead, you can do nearly anything. Alec has drawn teacups, but that plan's going to unfold exactly as Kolton thought, as he's going to play teacups beneath B for like no points at all, and then Kolton gets a free triple word back.
Really proud of Alec, though, finally drawing an actual honest-to-God real bingo. It's just, I didn't think he would ever be able to do it.
It's a bold strategy.
There's been a running theme throughout these morning games that the best strategy in Scrabble is to draw good and not to draw bad. It's really surprising that more players don't try this.
Yeah.
Two games absolutely came down to one player draws good and one draws bad, and 2 games came down to one player tried a word and lost a turn and lost the game because of it. So make real words and draw good letters is what we've learned from this morning session. And I think those are honestly really good Scrabble tips for anybody watching at home.
Absolutely.
For those who are more familiar with the new word additions, I think I saw Will Anderson write earlier that Remex is now just taking a sole S at the end of it. Is that true or is that trolling? I haven't read through the list of new additions coming to NWL.
It sounds like
Is that
trolling,
actually a
but who
thing?
knows?
I mean, there's some weird like X or random pluralizations that are odd. Is that actually one of them? Do we know?
You know the answer to that. That's a troll.
I don't know. There's some ridiculous words being added.
Oh man, the lexica stuff in Scrabble is getting ridiculous, but I'm not talking about it right now. Pock instead of wakf coming down for Kolton. He's going to hold the F instead. Giving up that K is going to diminish his counter plays after teacups, but he's going to get another 5 points. Okay, Gillett and then Pock back to back. Alec may just challenge every play for the rest of the game, thinking he needs a turn to get back in. And honestly, I'm here for it. Get your steps in, guys.
Get your steps in.
10,000. There's a lot more challenges to come. A gratinade with the 3 E's is obscene. I agree.
Didn't they take that one out? Like they did another update. I don't know. I'm not keeping up with it anymore. I'm not learning words anymore. I'm just here to vibe.
Same.
Same. Well, that's not. All right,
There-
teacups is coming down. Alec gets to play a bingo for once in his life.
Oh my God,
And-
Brandon is still in the update. Help me. Oh God. What did Kolton find? Goofy. All right, that's fine. He'll play Foci.
It is fine. It's fine goo.
Fine goo. He'll play Foci.
Seems like a good thing to do.
Just play Foci, Kolton. I'm hungry. I want to go to lunch break.
Seriously. Oh no, our pizza just got here. I want to be eating it.
Yeah,
Play
right.
faster, people. Play faster.
And I got to get to Trader Joe's. It's shopping day for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not expect Trader Joe's to get so much love on stream, but
Oh, it always should. Trader Joe's is
Trader
wonderful.
Joe's is legit, man.
I just, on a whim, New Year's resolution this year, went to Trader Joe's for the first time and immediately fell in love and refused to buy groceries anywhere else now. Like the produce is reasonably priced and way fresher than anything else I've found. Everything they have is always good, except once in a blue moon, it's legitimately terrible. But I'm kind of
Yeah.
like every once in a while, it just sucks. And you're like, all right, not buying this one again.
Sam Rosen. Thanks for reminding me I should stop watching and go to Trader Joe's. Sam, can you make sure you buy me some spicy guac, please? I will love you forever. I already do. But
I'll take some peanut butter pretzels if you're going.
Ooh,
I've gotten hooked. They've got this chocolate covered toffee with nuts, and I just take one bite every evening as like, all right, this is your last bite of food. It's going to be delectable, but that's all you get today, Matt. And they're just awesome. The peanut butter pretzels are too good.
I think I know what Procyon was saying before it got censored. I would have to agree. I am definitely one of these as well for Trader Joe's.
Oh, it's not censored on my phone. I must have like a non-updated app or something.
No, not censored for me either.
Oh yeah, it is showing it there. Okay, perfect. No, it's showing as stars for me instead of the word that's in your chat. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it on stream or not.
Let's just better safe than sorry. Let's watch some Scrabble for a change, huh?
Play Foci. God, come on. I'm hungry. Play Foci. It's freaking 36 points. Play Foci.
Sam, I am also partial to Scandinavian swimmers. I'm not sure if we're thinking of the same context here, but
I'll take all of the above for 100, please. Oh, look at that. He's playing Foci. Oh my God. I said that like 9 minutes ago, right? Thanks, Kolton. But at least we got to talk about Trader Joe's. I'm going to try some Scandinavian swimmers now in both contexts.
I would love to. I think I might have to take a direct flight to Stockholm or to Oslo, either one.
Well,
I'll try one of those contexts too.
I just might never come home.
I wouldn't blame you. little solace for Alec. I'm gonna give him some points. That feels good. Points are good. Those tiles aren't though.
Yeah, not great. So we've got 25 tiles in the scene, which means 18 left in the bag. Still a little ways to go here, but Kolton in a pretty commanding position. We're going to have a 90-minute lunch break after this, and then 4 more rounds with, I believe, a new squad of commentators rotating on in.
Yeah, you guys get rid of me, thank God, but I will be back tomorrow, so sorry.
Wee-oo. Yeah, we're going to have Matt for the playoffs tomorrow. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have the 4 top finishers in the field Monday morning in a best-of-3 semifinal match, followed by a best-of-3 finals. Going to be a dramatic finish to this tournament for sure.
As we limp to the finish line in this boring game, Evans, can you tell us about some other big Coco events coming up that people can look up and maybe get on the registers list for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the big one coming up really soon is the Big Crescent City Cup in New Orleans, Louisiana in January. That's one of the most fun events in the world in Scrabble. It's an absolute blast. Can't recommend it highly enough. And then there's also one that I'm really looking forward to is in April, we're going to be having a tournament in Austin, Texas, which is one of the best cities in America for viewing the solar eclipse that's coming in that first weekend in April there. So that's going to be a really cool event. You can play Scrabble on Saturday and Sunday, watch the eclipse on Monday, and that's going to be a really cool weekend all around for all you science nerds out there.
I'm 100% there. I live in San Antonio for those less familiar with me. First one to ask me from my couch is able to have it, and we'll carpool up together. It's going to be an awesome event. Really cool time to see a total solar eclipse. And I kind of hate Austin now, but it's a great place to visit. I'll say that. So come on down to that one. You see me there. Catch Evans as well.
Yeah, I'll be there. Already a stacked field for the Scrabble that weekend. We got top seeds are Jesse Day, Rob Rabinski, Chris Leip, myself, Chris Grubb, Becky Dyer. It's a pretty loaded field.
I'll be in
I
there.
think it's only going to get bigger. Yeah, and Matt Kanick, if you want somebody
I'll
who
be
can
like the
actually
bottom
beat.
seat or something, but I'll be
Yeah.
there. I book hotels very early. They're already going at like 5 times the rate because everybody wants to see that eclipse. So try to find your lodging ASAP. But come on down. It's going to be like a once in a lifetime total eclipse and a Scrabble tournament. Might as well just like get married while you're there, huh?
Yeah, just do everything all in one go. Every life event.
Yeah.
Yeah, eclipses can be pretty crazy in terms of like the traffic and like things being booked. And so it's, I mean, we did a tournament in Nashville in 2017 for the last big eclipse. And it was, crazy traffic, crazy expensive bookings and stuff. So we basically just got a house and got a bunch of groceries and holed up and didn't go anywhere. And that worked pretty well.
Yeah, I'll bring some beers for sure.
Beer? Who would dare touch such a thing at a Scrabble tournament? How dare you?
Never.
You're right. I apologize. I was talking about the 4-letter word that you can play and not the alcoholic beverage that none of us ever drink, especially not in New Orleans.
Much better.
Ooh, Conrad says,
Oh my God.
Another 9 to win.
So
Nice.
Wow.
Dave was dead, bingoed with 2 separate 9s and came back and beat Pete. Wow.
The one time we don't stream Dave Wiegand and he does that, gosh darn it.
We should always stream Dave Wiegand anytime we get the chance, I guess, because we'll miss an all-time classic. Get that one annotated, Conrad. Get the racks or something.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
I think one of the words, Seth, was nem something or other that was typed in the chat earlier, but
Never seen, yeah.
the new one have not seen yet. Conradicus of the Sponge, if you could kindly report.
Not 9 timers, but 9-letter words. 9 timers would be the triple 9-letter words, just a 9. Nimertian. Okay. I have no idea what that is.
Who knows what things are anyway?
And the blank was a T, is my understanding as well. So what the hell, Dave? Geez, that's incredible. And we'll get that second 9 reported from Conrad as soon as we can.
I think I missed a couple of plays. So was it Alec who played QI?
Yes.
And what was his lead? Do you remember?
Terrible DEEOU, I think.
Right. Okay, that sounds right. And then Oregon kept what?
Oregon held G D G E G E. It was Orange G.
Oh yeah, he had like genogram and stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right, we are all caught up, and the correct score is coming soon to a scoreboard near you.
Man, I am so stoked for this New Orleans tournament. I'm not going to stop talking it up. Everybody, get down to New Orleans, book your flights. The Drury is an awesome venue. With your stay at the Drury, everybody in your room automatically gets 2 free alcoholic beverages a night and breakfast. And then you just kind of stroll on down to Bourbon Street afterwards. Like, it is the most awesome tournament. If drinking's not your scene, well, there's plenty of great food in that city as well, and a lot of foodies in Scrabble to point you to exactly the right places to go. Ask anybody there who's been before where to go. You'll get a great restaurant recommendation. You will have a good time in New Orleans, even if the Scrabble may not go your way. Yeah, flights are cheap right now. I was able to book mine like 2-something round trip from San Antonio. Granted, I'm close, but yeah, check it out. Get the rooms before they fill up, or pick an Airbnb of your choice. Man, that is such a good tournament, and they do a great job every year.
Yeah, shout out to the whole team, Lindsay and Austin Shin, Kate and Tim Connolly, Lila Crotty and Tim Crotty, Christian and Andrew are our streaming masters. They all do amazing work.
Cannot say enough nice things about them, about their tournament, and just everybody should go. If you haven't experienced it yet, you've got to, and if you have experienced it, you know you're going back.
All right, Kolton has played a word. He played do. All right, that's a thing that you can do, I suppose.
Kolton's going to try to go over time to invoke the psychological warfare.
Ooh, here's a trivia question. I'm going to say Cesar is not allowed to answer this question, but I'm going to give a trivia question to the rest of the chat and see if they know. So I've known Lila and Lindsay for a long time, and Cesar as well. I started with all of them on Yahoo Literati. And at one point in time, there was a ladder ranking system where we were trying to do a little coup d'etat to try and overthrow the number one person on the ladder. And we all created these nicknames that involved a particular animal. All of the usernames that we had started with this animal and then random names. Name that animal. Pick an animal.
Sorry, whose nickname am I guessing? What?
So there was a whole group of us that were trying to do this sort of like coup d'etat, an uprising to take over the ladder ranking system on Literati. We all basically had a code name of sorts that we used. It involved a particular animal and then a name after as our pseudonyms, and you get to guess the animal.
I have no idea.
Would it be
like Literati?
The first one that comes to mind is a yak.
Well, that was part of Gabriel Wong's name.
That's why I guessed it, yeah.
Yak, but no, it was not a yak.
Okay.
Sasquatch?
I like that guess.
It's a missing guess, but it did not involve a Sasquatch. This was also at a time where letters and numbers were interchangeably used in usernames. So there were some ones and zeros involved in these names.
I don't know. Gorilla has ones and zeros.
Not gorilla, but there you go. It is a fairly large animal as well. Like, it's not a gorilla though. Scrabble, nice. Who would interchange numbers and letters like that? Sounds lame. Lamezors, in fact, if you want to go with the language of the time.
Harsh criticism from Mr. 5CR4BB13. Or Ms. I actually don't know your gender. I don't know why I assumed male.
Not axolotl, but there you go. It does involve zeros and ones in that case.
Slightly larger than an axolotl, huh?
Very good, one wonderful fish. It does involve hippo with the ones and zeros. So now here's a fun little side question. Cesar, you again can't answer.
Freaking Kolton drew a bingo too. Okay, game over.
Oh, he would.
Actually, this is fun. Guess Cesar's name. So hippo and then a word after for his code name. Guess what Cesar was in this
Scrub.
particular coup d'etat.
Hippo scrub or hippo loser? Shots fired at Cesar. Bang, bang. Hippos are. Obviously, hippos are.
Nice. It was not Hippo del Solar, but that's an interesting thought.
Hypothalamus?
No, I think someone else was that one, but no. So it started out with a bunch of people using different members of a royal court. But Cesar was not one of the royals, but he did entertain some of the royals in this uprising.
Hippo jester.
Very good. He was the hippo jester.
So basically, loser was right then. Okay, got it.
I laughed because it was pretty close. So Cesar was the hippo jester in this particular group. Here's a fun one. You get to guess what Lila and I were in this particular group. We were actual members of the royal court.
King and queen, obviously.
We were not actually, believe it or not.
Were you prince and princess?
I was the hippo prince, and Lila was the hippo princess.
Very good.
The king is not someone who actually plays anymore. He was a Brit. His name was Alex Weber. He was a fairly talented online player at the time, but he was the hippo king. And then there was a player named Joanna, who was also quite talented, very good speed player as well, and she was the hippo queen.
So Egalite was blocked for Kolton, but he can play like legation or gelation to that ON, I guess. This game's still over. Play gelation. Get bingo done with 2 Atera. Oh no, there's only 6 on Alec's rack. What did he do? He played 2 tiles with 1 in the bag and a blank.
YE, right? Playing from the S in Abomes. And with Egalite.
Oh, he must have seen that it was very likely Kolton was going to bingo, and he said, forget it. I'm just going to block you instead of. Okay, that makes some sense.
I think Alec just hasn't put the tile on his rack yet. He has 7, right? There's a bunch of unsteamed.
I stopped quackling this one like 20 minutes ago because it was boring.
I'm still quackling it, and I don't understand. Wait, hold on. Let's maybe I just need to save. Hold on.
Funny enough, Dings, Alex, there actually was someone who used the hypocrite nickname, and it actually was the defending #1 player on the ladder. She actually managed to figure out how to get in on the uprising and join it herself. Her name was Martina. She was the #1 on the ladder, and she was hypocrite.
Okay, so I just realized I did not have my charger on my computer all day. My laptop has about 30 seconds of juice left, so I am going to hop off just a smidge early, and unfortunately,
You're killing me.
just Evan, Jesse, you boys behave yourself. It's been real, everybody. Thanks for coming on chat. We'll be back this afternoon. We, meaning not me, but some other commentators, with 4 more games at 2:30 Pacific time, 5:30 Eastern time. I'm off for now. See y'all tomorrow.
Goodbye, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. See ya.
Behave.
We'll try our best.
I don't behave ever.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, so in response to all the questions in the chat, I was distracted by all of Jesse's storytelling, and I think I missed a couple of plays, but I'm fixing it now.
That was the nicest way to say shut up. Okay, I'll shut up.
I wasn't saying, I was literally just saying what happened, which is that I missed a couple of plays because I was engrossed. I just, yeah, I'll get it fixed. In any event, Kolton's winning by about 150, and we will get the exact score for you in a little bit. I think I missed a play after Kolton played Oot, but I can kind of reconstruct the board based on what everything looks like.
While Evans is updating, poll for the chat, actually. It's been a hot minute since I've done commentary for any long period of time. Do you like when stories are mixed in, when there's kind of like a lull, or when there's a game that's a clear blowout? Do you like fewer of them? I know it's going to be variable based on your preference for watching, but I still adjust to feedback. Please let me know if it's too much. If you like random trivia and tidbits, that's kind of more what I like to do, and let the super experts do the analysis, but let me know what you like. I got lots of stories. Flying life from Scrabble, because not all of you were around in some of the early days. We could talk about how things used to be. Yeah, there's definitely room if you like it. Just want to make sure we have that crowd today. Okay, cool. Let's just see what we've got in there.
So it looks like Kolton and Alec are wrapping things up here. I'm going to be honest, I did miss a play, so I'm not entirely sure I have the right score, but I'm going to take a guess. It is approximately Kolton Koehler 464 and Alec Sjöholm 348 as a final score here. I will get the actual thing updated on the website when I can, but Kolton wins by 110-ish is what I'm going to go ahead and report. And so for Kolton, it's a big win. He's going to add to his record and go to 12-8, which puts him in a massive players at about 12 wins. Dave Wiegand running away with first place in this field at 16-4. He will be in the playoffs come tomorrow, but then we're going to have 3 other players joining him, and it's going to be some combination of Kevin Fraley, Peter Armstrong, Austin Shin, Kolton, Rob Urbanski, Alec, John O'Loughlin, Brad Whitmarsh, Praneet Sharma. I could go on. There's a lot of players in the running here, and we're going to have a really dramatic finish these final 4 games after lunch. So speaking of lunch, I'm going to go eat it. We're going to sign off for about 90 minutes. For Matt Canick, who already left, for Jesse, who is still here, and for myself, Evans Clinchy, I'm going to say thanks for joining us. We'll be back in about 90 minutes with rounds 21 through 24 at 2:30 local time here in Seattle. So don't go anywhere or go anywhere, but come back in 90 minutes. You can do that. That's allowable.
In the meantime, sausage pizza.
There you go. Sounds great to me. All right. Take care, guys. We'll see you in 90 minutes.